G'day guys, welcome to another baby activities video. I had no idea this one was going to go so well, so I thought I'd share with you some other activities we did with our little play gym. But don't worry, if you don't have a play gym, you can use your table, or even if you've got a pickler frame, you can use that. All these items are very inexpensive, and I expect you've already got them at home, so you don't need to go out and buy heaps of stuff. Before I get too far into this video, I just want to remind you, I'm just a lady on the internet. You need to use your best judgment, and if you have any concerns about your child's development, please speak to a healthcare professional. First activity we started off with was black and white ribbons just hanging from the baby gym. Now we went black and white because it's high contrast, and in those early stages that's what your baby sees best. But in those newborn days it's a bit of a juggle, and there's not a ton of time for baby gym activities, so please don't think that my kids spent a ton of time doing this at the start. I found this so valuable with my second. With my first, we had one of those bought baby gyms, but I really found with this one I could modify it how I wanted to, and I picked this up from Kmart for like $17. But like I said, just have a look around your house and see what you've got. We had a bought baby gym as well, and we hung different things on that as well. And what I loved about the ribbons is they would move a little bit, so they would sway, so they would help with eye tracking, and it was very easy to adjust the height as they were able to reach more and more. Before I get too far into this video, I just want to remind you that I have these black and white contrast cards for free. You just print them off. As you can see here, I've got it leaning against the wall, I've got it leaning in the bassinet when he was younger. We also use this for tummy time, so I would put it on the floor. This is 100% free, and I'll link it down in the description below for you. So the first activity we started off with was with black and white ribbons, and you can obviously progress this to other colors as they age as well. The next thing I want to share is a shower puff or a bath sponge. Is the texture on this. It's sensational sensory feedback for your little one. It also really encourages reaching and grasping, and before you know it, they're batting that ball and learning about cause and effect and what happens when they do it. My son is now 2. Like I said, I did that video a while ago. I'm so grateful as a baby he had so much independent play, because it has progressed through. And of course I supervise all these activities, but I would stand back. I wasn't a part of the play. He'd be concentrating and batting that bath sponge, and we wouldn't actively be involved in it, whether it was his older sister or myself. He had independent play as a baby, and then that's really continued. I shared in that baby activities video that we liked these links, and that I was putting them in his hands and they had different textures, so it was providing different sensory input. We also just hung this from the baby gym, and he would hit it as well. Baby links are so handy for so many activities. They're great sensory input, great for grasping, and you know what, for even holding toys so they don't fall out of the pram. The other thing I liked to attach to it was a mirror, and I had it from the other baby gym, which you can see in this clip here. That's the mirror that I used, and I'd clip it to this baby gym so he could see his face. This mirror I picked up from the hardware store, and it works really well stuck to the wall. It's got adhesive on the back. It also isn't breakable, which is what you need with babies, and you could even cut that into a circle or even hang it from the baby gym as well. But yeah, I've taken it off the wall now and put it on the toy kitchen. The other book I mentioned too is this Faces little crinkly book, and it had a mirror on it as well, so I'd attach that and he would see the light reflection as well as his face on it. The other great thing about this book is it is crinkly, so it made sounds. So once again, that sensory feedback as he attached this high contrast book. The next one is any toy. Whatever you've got around the house that is safe. We had a robot that I would attach, and he could hit its legs. I just used what we had. There was a buzzy bee, and his sister, who was 2 at the time, would come over and pull the buzzy bee so he flapped, and he would watch what happened there. We also had a rocket. The holes is a bit like an O-ball, so it helps to grasp, but the balls inside are secure in that sphere, so they're not getting out. So it's a great way for the baby to use cause and effect, as well as responding to sounds, turning their head. So just have a look around your house and see what you've got, see what people have given you as baby gifts, and see what you can use. Just make sure, as always, that it's fixed tightly and there's no small choking parts or items that could come off. Just use your best judgment. Another one we like to attach, and I've mentioned this in another video of his 4-month activities, was this first footy, and we attached it to this baby gym. Yes, we also attached it to the roof as a big mobile. The great thing about it is it's got a bell in it, so he's also using his hearing sensors as well as touch and vision. They start moving their head to sounds as well, so that's great when this is rocking back and forth because it's got a bell in the middle, but it's safely secured in the My First Footy. Another favourite toy that we had is this O-ball, and we have used this so much. There's so many activities you can use it in the future. Great for grass. Here it is just being attached by a ribbon, but you could also attach it with a piece of elastic so that when they grab it, it springs back up again. Learning about that cause and effect and having a lot of fun at seeing what happens. There are some absolutely amazing Montessori mobiles you can do out there. What I really loved to use was these Christmas baubles. So they're reflective. We use them on the baby gym as well as for tummy time. He loved using these for tummy time. I had them in a basket and he would just play with them with his hands. The Christmas baubles are such a great one, and as you can see, they can be done at different heights, and it doesn't need to look Pinterest perfect. As you can see, I've just got excess ribbon up there at the top. So just have a go. In this early 0 to 3 month stage, their eyes start tracking slow movements. So slow movements from the baubles, slow movements from the ribbon, the toys. This simple play idea helps to encourage reaching and grasping, and it works well with mobiles as well. So if you didn't have a baby gym, you could use a coat hanger and hang them on that, and then hang them from the ceiling. This one I had to share. I saw it after my son was past this stage, and what it was is a balloon. And what the lady did, and I'll link it in the description box so you can go have a look at it. She blew it up and then let it down a little bit and put some water in it. And the great thing about this is if their fingernails were sharp and they cut it, it's just going to drip out a little bit of water. It's not going to pop. So that's why she used water rather than air. Here's another one we used. So this was just a baby link that I tied some ribbon on. Taggy, I did a whole video on that. My daughter absolutely loved Taggy when she was a baby, and so I would attach that. So these balls with holes in them also dangle well. This little fabric book is from IKEA, and so it's great for reading too. It's a great touch and feel book, and as you can see here, it's even got that acrylic mirror as well. The great thing about this is there's so many uses for it as they develop, going along with their developmental milestones and what they're up to and what they're interested in. The arts and craft cupboard or your local store is great for inspiration as well. Here's a chain of pom-poms. Great sensory experience that is, and easy to tie on too. I've made a tassel before, so they're easy to tie on and they're great sensory feedback as well. But you didn't even need to go to the effort of the tassel. You could just tie up a ball of wool or yarn, make sure it won't unravel. There's a quick little tie up I did. I just looped it around. It's not going to unravel, and then I can make it longer if I want to. As I said right at the start, it's really important that we supervise our baby's activities. You could use nature, you could put some leaves up above. You can get really creative about what you're hanging. You could even use a chip packet. I used it for his feet that he'd stamp on, but there's no reason why you can tie it up so it's safe, so that your baby could bat that and hear the sound and the cause and effect. I just mentioned there putting leaves on your baby gym, but I wanted to say there is nothing better than taking your baby out on a picnic rug and having them look up into the leaves of the trees. You can hear the birds as the wind blows, the leaves blow. It's an awesome sensory experience and it's 100% free. So if you haven't seen the 0 to 3 month play activities, here it is, and then some for 4 months as well. Take care, bye.